Okay, Kaya Smira, we are well and truly back.
Alhamdulillah, man. It's been a while.
Good. Yeah, it has been a very long time. Care to explain?
Yeah. I feel really under pressure now.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, it's been a while.
We've been gone. We get it.
Yeah. A bit of a break in the recordings.
Yeah, a bit of break in the FG ecosystem.
Yeah. But for good reason. We've come back with some fresh ideas.
Yeah, that's true. There's been a lot going on over the past kind of 3 or 4 months, guys. We're back to our weekly episodes, inshallah, just in time for Ramadan. It kind of all like I should give a little bit of explainer that it all started around the time that like my breathing issues and stuff started. So I was like, I tried to force through some episodes, but I couldn't get through conversation without breathing right, because I had like this like bad asthma phase, and then it was hard to jump back on, and then we had our third child, Laith, alhamdulillah. So like straight after that was that, and then everything, and then another 1 week became another week, it became another week, and then I was kind of just like enjoying. Also, I had done this for like 8 years every week, and then it was kind of just nice to just step away from it and be like, you know, I want to re-get that energy for it, which I feel like I now have. I've re-got it.
Yeah.
It's re-getted.
Okay.
And so now we're basically planning a few different things. We're in kind of our set is slightly different, which you might not be able to notice than before, because we've done a temporary shift, but we are actively looking for studio space.
Yeah.
So inshallah we'll be moving to a bigger and better studio.
But I do like
soon.
this. I do like it. It's cozy.
It is cozy.
I feel like I'm like in just like a little cozy.
You feel like you've been cuddled by the studio.
This is a podcast. I'm in the pod right now. I feel like do you feel like a little
podcast?
Yeah.
Do you know what, bro? Somebody said something to me the other day, and I'm not gonna be able to. Who is it? Who basically came up with a name for something that I thought was so sick, and it's to do with podcasting. But I can't say because I said to that person, I was like, you should trademark this. But they basically came up with a name for short versions of podcasts, which was a sick name.
Well, better than like Reels, for example.
Yeah, like better than Reels, basically.
Better than Reels.
Like a word that's better than Reels. And the only reason I can't say is there's two things. One, I can't remember who I was speaking to about it. I think it was one of my consultancy clients. And then secondly, I told him like, that is such a sick name. You need to trademark that. And we found like a domain for it and stuff. So I can't say publicly, but one day I will. It was sick.
Can I try and guess?
Yeah, go on.
So there's Reels and Shorts that I think like are very, very good.
Reels and Shorts are a bit crap.
You think so?
Yeah, like Reels and Shorts. Like.
Shorts I don't like, but Reels is very good.
Yeah, okay.
What does TikTok call theirs? It doesn't.
Just TikToks, yeah.
I feel like Reels is top tier, man, to be honest with you.
Reels?
Yeah, Reels. I don't know, man. Reels. Yeah, this isn't going how I thought it would go.
No, it's hard to come with names of those kind of things. Yeah, but this guy like came up with a sick one, man. But anyway, what was the point in that?
I'm just saying it was like it feels like a podcast.
No, because it feels like we're in a pod. You were saying, yeah.
And to be honest with you, I feel like if we got like a massive studio, that would feel very like unintimate. And I feel like podcast should be intimate a little bit.
A little bit. So for context, we're in maybe you could say I would say this is a 10 square room.
I've got no clue, man. I've got no spatial awareness.
Yeah, I don't know how.
If you showed me a 10 foot square room, I'd got no idea.
I only know that because I went to view some studios and they were 20 square foot.
Okay.
And they were like cozy.
Okay.
No, maybe this is like this is even half
10 square foot seems very small. I think it's bigger than that.
Oh, I was going to say it's maybe smaller than 10 square foot. I was going to say it's maybe 5 square foot. 7
think
square
about
foot.
You and me would probably take about 50 over each.
Yeah, but we're
huge.
Yeah,
we wouldn't fit in it.
Yeah,
we're not fitting it.
Yeah,
it's got to be at least 50 square feet.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what happened. I think that's what we're talking about. That's what happened. And so that's what happened. And nothing much has changed in that time, to be honest, guys. In the last 6 months, 3 months, I've had another kid. If you didn't know from my Instagram reels now, I'm a dad of 3 boys.
I love them bad. How's that going?
It's going great.
Everyone says as in what I mean by that is like the jump from 1 to 2 they say is like essentially double the work, but I've also heard 2 to 3 is like you kind of absorbs into it, and it's like it's not actually that much more work.
I think for us it's been the toughest.
Really?
Yeah. So wrong.
Yeah. Never said that. Blocked.
No, I think it's the toughest, man. Like because we became used to having kids because so Zachariah's 5, Khalil is basically 4, and then Laith is obviously like 0, and so we got used to having like a 5-year-old and 4-year-old who do things themselves, who grab things. Like they would even sometimes, bro, if you're really tired and they wake up in the morning, you kind of be like, go make yourself some breakfast. I'll come down in a minute. Now it's like, you know, you're back to being woken up in the nights and you're 24/7. You're on as a parent, and so I think having the two Zachary and Khalil close to each other was nice, and then we had a break, and now it's like we forgot what it's like. You obviously went through that recently as well, right?
Yeah, so. I mean, it wasn't as big as a break, but we kind of forgot as well. Like the other day, my youngest daughter, I because my oldest daughter is 5.5. I've also got to that point where it's like I don't have to watch her every second.
Okay.
But my youngest, so that bad habit is sort of like been passed over to the youngest one a little bit. So like the other day, she just walked up to me and I was like doing something on my laptop, and she just goes off. And I looked down and she'd taken off her nappy, but she'd also done a toilet. She'd done number 2.
Oh, I thought it was so much worse, but I thought she turned your laptop off.
That'd be ridiculous.
That would be,
but she'd done it. So
she'd only done a poo.
Yeah, so she'd left that in the living room and walked up to me with like all over her legs and stuff. And so I was just like, where do I even begin? I was by myself with her. Where do I even begin?
No.
Where do you begin with that?
First of all, you put the house on sale. Yeah, and then you start in a new house, in a new country.
Yeah, it's total start over. That was a tough one. But yeah, you get these little wake up calls. Babies are babies, mate.
One thing I was thinking that you're a dad of all girls and I'm a dad of all boys. So I think what would be cool is I have some presumptions of what it would be like to be a dad girl, but I will never know, but like at this point I don't know, right? And I'm sure you have some presumptions of what it would be like to be a dad of boys, but you don't have to do. So I thought it would be cool if like I mentioned some as presumptions that I have of what I think life would be like being dad of girls, and then you can like either bust that myth or you can be like, yeah, it's like that. And I thought you could do the same about boys. Now I had only got to that point in the idea, so I had actually thought about what
give me your 17 myths. I've got one there for you.
Okay, fine, you start.
Because I grew up with 2 brothers, right? Older brother, younger brother.
Okay.
So I'm also like, I'm familiar with the boy, but I don't know if it was just us or not, right? So this is my chance to find out are we weird or not. We'd pretty much fight, like play fight. Okay. Like almost 24/7. If we weren't fighting, we were like playing football. So is it a cake? And I think if I was a dad to boys, I think I'd like center everything around just like wrestling with them and fighting with them. Okay. And being like quite rough and tumble with them. Yeah. But I'm also aware that I'm knackered half the time. Yeah. So so how does that work?
Yeah, like definitely rough and tough. Okay. Yeah, you are rough and tough with your boys. Yeah. And so that is fairly true. But it's when you're in the mood, like when you're actually in a fun mood. Yeah.
Your arm bar.
Yeah, like or like grabbing them and like just before they went to bed. Now I came home from Maghrib and like Khalil instantly like put out his hands for me to hold his hand so he could so he could backflip off of me. Okay, and then Zachary was like, I want to do that, and he backflipped off of me. So like you constantly like flips are like the number one thing that happened in my house. They're flipping off the sofas, they're flipping off of you, they're flipping everywhere. Like, dude, look at this new flip, and they're like,
It's so funny because we used to, again, when I was a kid with my brothers, we'd do like wrestling moves on each other on like on the sofa. So it's like off the side of the sofa onto the actual sofa, but it was like full on. I won't say the actual moves and stuff, but it was like dangerous. Wow. But now it's like with kids, with my daughters, like them even trying to climb down off a chair, but my heart's pumping. I'm like,
really?
Hold on, let me get. And so I don't know if I had a boy, I'd be more like, I let him fall, be fine. I kind of have that with my daughters a little bit. I don't mind if they do a little fall here and there, but if the fall is more than like a foot, I'm like a bit.
I do feel anxious when my kids do things like jumps and stuff like that. Yeah. But my missus is like more like, look, they're boys, let them be boys, and so she's like fine with it. Okay, everyone tells me that if I had a daughter, I wouldn't be as stern with my kids. Fine. So, but I guess you don't know the comparison, right?
Yeah, I don't. But yeah, I mean, if anything, I think I'm a little bit too stern with them at times.
I feel like you can be stern, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I can be a little bit too stern. But again, if I had a boy, I think
you'd be even more a 10 after
maybe.
100.
Again, not 100, but you know what I mean. I probably would be a little bit more like. Yes, I guess stern is the word. Just to toughen him up a little bit, man. You ain't done anything wrong. Just
Just like pushing him out. Yeah.
So I get it, but again, I don't know I don't know if I can compare that because I haven't had a boy. But I guess I hold back. Of course, you hold back a little bit with girls, and you naturally do.
Okay, one presumption that I have is that having a daughter would make me bring out my like softer side in the sense that like I would like to like you know, if like we're going to school, like I'll be like, I'll tie her hair and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't be like anti that stuff. Like I would be like, oh, like go tell your mom to her hair. Like I would like do that kind of stuff, which like I can't imagine. Like, if I had to do anything to like make my boys look more like presentable, I'm like like
Yeah.
sometimes I said to my boys at school, like their buttons are undone. I'm like, tie up your buttons. But like with my daughter, I'd like tie up her buttons myself and like do her hair myself.
There's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And but for me, I don't know if it's just me. I'm not good at doing the whole hair stuff. I'm not good at it. So I do just let my wife do that. But one thing that it does bring out of me, which I'm not a huge fan of, but like you have to do it when you're out and about with girls. You kind of have to like, when you go into a cafe, for example, and everyone says hello to the girl, right? Your daughter, right? In this case, my daughter. You kind of answer on your child's behalf, don't you?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I can't. Yeah, all right. I can't do that.
Oh, so you put on a bit of
I got something. Oh yeah, walaikum salam. And then I leave the place like, why did I talk like that? Do you know what I mean? So that's not ideal.
But why do we do that? Why do we talk? Why do we reply on behalf of our children? That is really annoying. Like we speak about someone as if they're not there. Like the other day, we went out right for a meal, and there was one brother from the local masjid. He had his family out, and his kids were the same age as my kids, and then we were like talking to each other, but through our kids and not to each other. Like the dad, like one of the kids is like, say Assalamu alaikum, to his kid. And then I was like, say wa alaikum salam. It's like, why are we talking like we don't know that each other there? Yeah. That's a weird thing.
The reason you do it is because you give them a chance to say it, but they don't. And now you feel obligated to no, let me just like.
It's also a good icebreaker. Like if you're trying talk, if you like speak to someone, it's like, it's a bit of an icebreaker. Right?
Yeah, but with girls, I found like, I like, put on a little bit of a girly
which is
accent.
fair, makes sense because you also don't want your girls to be manly, right?
Yeah, so you got to kind of impersonate them a little bit.
So
maybe they'll believe that it's them speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not a huge fan.
It's a mind trick.
Yeah.
The other major update has been that over the past 2 months, any spare time that I have had, I know we mentioned it previously in the podcast like 3 months ago, but it's become more aggressive. Is that any spare time I have, I've just been playing Padel.
Bro, this has been extremely aggressive.
Yeah,
every time I open your stories or like Omar's story, or someone who I didn't even think you know.
Yeah.
Like no, they're at Padel. It's got you start Padel. I see like you, like it pans over. You're just there. You're also there. It's like, bro, how often is this guy playing Padel?
Bro, I today played at 9 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's you like joining the executive club of Padel.
Yeah, I played a 2-hour session between 9 and 11 a.m. today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Badik, man. Yeah. Trying to be like you, bro.
Then 1,000 calories in that session, but it was just so much fun. But some bad news. I've got tennis elbow. Have you ever had that? Yeah,
mate, that's actually so not funny, but like that's
it's so typical.
That's so typical. Yeah.
I know. I've got a repetitive strain injury. It's tennis elbow. It's really painful, bro.
Really?
Yeah, and if I play, and so I'd experienced this like last couple of times I played paddle. For about a week or two, I've experienced it. So I was telling myself, right, I need to like take the only real thing that fixes a repetitive strain injury is to not
strain it.
Yeah, strain it repetitively. Right, I need to actually like relax it. So I was like, I need to rest my arm. And so I had paddle on Sunday, and but I had already booked paddle for today, which is Wednesday.
Okay.
So I was like, right,
you scheduled like 3 months out.
So on Sunday I was like, it was really bad. Really? Like I lost all 3 sets in a row, and I was like, I was just holding my arm playing. It was really bad. The guys were like, you need to take a break. I was like, I know. Yeah.
You can't stop me.
So let's just say that we don't know where those guys are anymore. Yeah.
The staff trying to drag you out.
They're not my friends anymore, those guys.
You need new paddle buddies.
Yeah. That was the point of my story. I need new friends now.
That's interesting because I've actually gone for exactly the same thing. Oh, no, go on.
So basically they said on Sunday, they were like, look, you need to take a break. I was like, yeah, but I've got paddle scheduled on Wednesday, so I'll take a break after Wednesday. So what I did between Sunday and Wednesday is I bought a arm support that's specific for tennis elbow.
Okay.
I strapped that on, but I did something really stupid, which is I was like, okay, between Sunday and Wednesday, because I don't want to cancel the game, because basically I was playing with this guy who like has won championships.
No way.
Yeah, today. And so I really wanted to play him. I've never played it, but I've been wanting to play him for a while.
Yeah.
So I said between Sunday and Wednesday, I'll just at least rest it as much as I can, not do anything like remotely related to paddle or anything that requires my arm, so that I can at least minimize the amount of pain I'll be in on Wednesday. Well, guess what your boy did last night?
Tell me, mate.
I went and played golf, bro.
Okay.
That is not...
That's literally the worst thing
The worst I could have done, other than paddle, was either play tennis or play golf.
You somehow managed to find the exact same thing you shouldn't have done.
At the end of my golf session, I had that pain again. I was like, oh my gosh. And that was literally until, 10 p.m. last night. 9 a.m. I'm at paddle. First of all, your boy's an athlete now.
Yeah, clearly.
Secondly, that was the thing I could have done. But I tied that thing around my arm so tight, bro. I thought my blood circulation was going, but I managed to get through the 2-hour game. Now I'm going to rest it. I'm not going to play for at least a week.
Okay, that's good. I've got a very similar like situation, right? For me, it's my Achilles tendon.
What? By the way, what I've heard, that's the second time today I've heard that word. What is an Achilles?
You know where your heel is,
Yeah.
right? And the back of it attaches to your calf. It's here. So it attaches to your calf, right?
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That little bit that like you can squeeze, this bit here, that's your Achilles tendon, right? You keep feeling it.
Okay,
That's your Achilles. So it's basically the bottom of your calf. It attaches to your heel.
Okay.
Right. So I similarly have been playing like quote unquote too much football for me, right? Twice a week. And it started to get really painful. My left one mainly, but both of them, to the point where like the next morning, every morning I'd wake up, I was super tired, I could barely even walk on them for like a good 5 minutes, right? So I also I didn't even take a break, but I stopped playing twice a week for 2 weeks, right? To give it some rest basically. And bro, I came back and I was playing the best football.
Oh really?
And
the pain's gone?
The pain is not totally
Sick.
gone. It's definitely a lot better. I could use a good 2 week break. But if you rest it, I got a feeling you're going to come back and you'll beat that championship guy. Because like I didn't realize how much it was holding me back.
I actually won the first set.
Okay.
We won the first set.
There you go.
I lost the next two. Yeah.
You win all the sets then, mate.
That's true.
Because the rest.
Yeah, I think rest is important.
This last 2 or 3 games I played, mate, goals, assists, long balls,
penalties,
free kicks,
soccer,
scored a free kick,
offsides,
soccers, boots.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The ball was also there.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but, yeah.
So do you play here both your sessions?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I should just walk over and like have a watch of your games sometimes.
The Thursday one tomorrow night is the KFC pitch.
Yes.
Where the temporary machine is.
Yeah.
I play there.
Fine.
And then Sunday.
Oh, is that every Thursday you play there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sundays where
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Come watch, man. Come.
So who do you play with on Thursday? Same group of guys?
There's an overlap, but it's like a different group.
Do you feel like you're a bit of a lad because you do twice that you do doing football?
Listen,
I'm not that cool.
It's not that I am. It's not that I think I'm a bit of a lad. The lads have confirmed that I'm also a lad now.
Yeah. I'm not.
I've reached lad status now.
Oh man,
because it sounds like you've reached paddle lad status.
Well, paddle is a bit nerdy,
I don't know. Is it? No, it doesn't seem nerdy.
I think it has a perception. It's either it's an old man sport or that it's a rich man sport.
Rich man,
and I choose to think there is a rich man sport.
I saw the prices of the paddles. Or is it called paddles or bats?
Rackets.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Paddles or bats?
Well, it's called paddle, isn't it?
Who is this guy? Does he know anything about this sport?
Yeah. And when I saw the prices, I was like, yes, rich man sport, mate.
Basically, from what I've heard, you don't get a cheap paddle racket. You either get a really expensive one. No, sorry, you don't get a mid paddle racket. You either get a really expensive one or you get a beginner's one. Like if you want to try it, so you got like they call it a sweet spot, which like I mean everyone calls it a sweet spot. They specifically in paddle, specifically in paddle, we call it a sweet spot. Yeah,
put yourself in that
but basically in paddle racket, with the more advanced paddle rackets, the sweet spot is smaller. Okay. It's more difficult to play. Whereas when you get beginner racket, there's a larger surface area. And so...
Why is that? Is that just a flex? You're literally just like...
I think like as a beginner, it's like so you can get into the game, so you can like play it quite easily. So sometimes when you're a beginner, you feel like you're really good. But that's why it's like easy. It's easy kind of... It's easy to adopt sport because within your first session, you already feel good enough to play.
Okay.
But there's a big difference between being a beginner and then you can stay that good for a long period of time, and then there's like a massive jump to kind of like the guys playing today. And also the other thing that's interesting about paddle is, now that you asked, is that I played on the Sunday game that I played with beginners, right? And I lost. I mean, despite the fact that I had the injury in my arm, I still played badly. I lost all 3 sets, like me and my bud.
Yeah.
But yet today I played with everyone was like, one guy was he's like won numerous paddle tournaments here in Dubai, and his partner was Omar, my brother, who was semi-pro tennis.
Okay.
And then the other guy was Shahid, who was on my team, who's again semi-pro tennis. And so these guys are phenomenal at paddle. And I played one of my best games. Again, when I went to London for 2.5 days, I was only there for 2.5 days. Guess what? Your boy fits some paddling. And I played again with Only, who's phenomenal at paddle. Again, he also is like he was a tennis kid growing up, so he's very, very good at paddle. And I played really well with him. So actually, weirdly, when I don't know if this is for everybody, when I play, I play worse when I play with people who are new to the sport
Yeah, so
than when I
this.
play when people who are good.
I was about to say this. I was going to ask you, do you feel like you play better when you're with better players?
Way better, bro.
Because I do as well. There's
With
always something
football?
about that. With football, yeah. Not paddle.
Yeah, there is
Ridiculous.
something about that. Maybe it's like psychological, like you put in more effort because you know that they're going to be good, or
Yeah.
like in school, in high school, I had a friend. He was a UK national champion in table tennis.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got friends in high
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
Anyway, he basically told me something once. He was like, he was like, when you play, when he goes, when I play table tennis against, like, let's say for example I play table tennis against you. He's talking to me. Yeah, he's like, it's actually really difficult to play as a professional, someone who's a beginner, because you don't have a good dance partner. Basically,
You can't forecast what they're going to do next, and
there's that because they're so bad that they could actually win points because it's like they're erratic with it.
Yeah.
Also, they don't get in the system.
Sounds like
they
this
don't
guy
get in the
wasn't
style.
real deal. He's like, no, I could lose to you really badly, but I won like 4 trophies.
Yeah. I'm very good at excuses. No, so I get that, man. Like, look, as a paddle pro, as a double P, it's hard to play with beginners. But I say that sounds so arrogant because I'm really beginner. Like, if you see me play, I'm weak, bro, at the game. But it was fun. It's fun playing people who are way better than you because they're good. Anyway, so our boy Moeen Ali, he was in town last week.
Okay.
Playing for I think he plays for the Sharjah. I'm going to get this wrong now. The Sharjah Warriors.
Okay.
Or something. Also, ex-England captain.
Yeah.
Got couple.
Drop it in
Got
there.
a couple championships under his own belt, World Cups and that. He was here and he has adopted paddle.
Okay.
And so he was like, let's get a game in. So we weren't able to make it happen in the end. He was only here for like 2 days, but that's on my agenda, is to play against him.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Would you consider going like pro yourself or join like some sort of league here?
Yeah, I think that my next step is I want to start getting actual coaching.
Okay.
So I've found a place. You know, ISD Paddle, I think, is nearby.
No. I don't know.
It's sports.
No, it doesn't exist.
Motor City.
Nope. yeah.
It's near Motor City, and they have, the thing is, paddle coaching is very expensive.
Really?
It's like I think the cheapest you'd find is like £40 an hour.
Oof.
But I think it could be like £100 an hour, £120 an hour. Yeah, it's very,
Rich
and
man's
you have to get packages, so like 5 or whatever. So I am thinking about it, but obviously it's quite the investment because it'd be like, you're getting, so, but I do think my next step is going to be coaching, and then I want to, there's an app called Playtomic where you can basically compete against, you can basically just jump onto games.
Okay.
And by the way, you can set like, I only want to play men's only games and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Okay.
Like the court they went to today, bro, it's called Oxygen Paddle in Al Quoz. No music, and it's got well, they say like it's called masjid, but I guess it might be a masjid. I don't know, like from a requirement perspective, but it's got a prayer room at the very least, which most places would have. But it's very. It turns out the guy who owns it is like, practicing brother, like from Sharjah, and no music, and it was really nice to play in there. And
I wonder if it's have you heard of this Oxygen gym that's just opened in
O2? Yeah.
Colonnade? Is that, you reckon?
No,
it's
I
not
doubt
in
it,
there?
no.
Okay, because that's also like no music,
Is it?
men only. Yeah. Like from what I can see, it's like.
But that gym is
fine.
sick.
It looks amazing. It's open. It looks amazing.
Isn't it like how much is it membership?
A lot, bro.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say the number because I don't want to get it wrong and like give them back, but it's not.
But it looks amazing.
It looks
It's got
like
the best quality equipment and everything.
It's huge. They've got a huge swimming pool. They've got all the amenities. It looks amazing. Yeah. And I was tempted, but the pricing was just like
the price is ridiculous. Yeah. Well, not ridiculous, but it's
high.
Yeah. It's
and
premium,
fair enough.
It's a premium gym.
There's people who would pay it, but it was
especially in that area. It's quite a wealthy area.
Yeah.
Like that area is where there's a lot of like villas and stuff like that.
Yep. Mansions, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do want to try paddle. It does look like it's enjoyable, but football's my jam, man. Yeah.
The thing with football is it's just so oversaturated.
Nah, I want to get into like.
You're such a like joining the crowd guy. You know.
All right. The contrarian paddle guys into the room. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Football's like, everybody does football.
Nah, mate.
No, do you know what? I actually did used to really enjoy football growing up, but I took a long enough break from it that when I started playing five-a-side again regularly, I was so bad.
No, I mean that's normal because five-a-side is actually much harder than 11-a-side or 8-a-side that I play on Sunday because you're constantly on the move.
No, I see you play. You play very well. You play a very aggressive game.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I see your crosses.
Yeah,
you're good. You like a cross.
I do like a.
You do like a good.
I do
cross.
like a good cross, long ball,
square button on the PlayStation.
Yes.
I'm very bad at football, bro.
I've seen you play. You're not bad at football. You're not bad at football.
I'm bad at football.
You're not bad at football.
I'm not.
And that was like the first time you played for ages. That time I saw.
No, I'm not good at football. I'm not good at football. I'm not. That's what in primary school I actually won Sportsman of the Year.
Is it?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Don't know. I used to just play everything.
Okay.
But I was in like the football B team and stuff. I don't know how I got that. I think maybe they felt sorry for me.
I got a funny story about so when I got to secondary school, year 7, they were doing like football tryouts, and I used to be a goalkeeper, right? And I got it was supposed to be the tryouts after school that day, and I forgot my goalkeeper gloves, right?
Oh, classic mistake.
Yeah, schoolboy error, literally. Yeah. So I thought, okay, I should call my mum up. And this is back then, the payphones at school. You ever had those payphones?
No.
Mate, anxiety-inducing, these phones for some reason, right? But you have to pay 20p, or like 40p for a minute or something like that, right? So you got this payphone. It's in the middle of like where the office is. So it's like tons of like people walking past every second.
Kyle, just a quick question.
Yeah.
Did your school have the letters HMP before it?
You'd think it did.
Sounds a bit like a prison.
You should have seen the way it was
payphone.
Like. It should seem like the architecture. It was like a prison. But anyway, I digress, right? This phone was like anxiety inducing. It was like as soon as you get through a sentence, it's like your call is ending in 10 seconds. So you have to be like,
bro, quick. You definitely went to a prison.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? Anyway, Mum, I forgot my gloves. They're in this room in a bag. Can you just bring it? She's like, yeah, no problem, bring it. Okay, cool. Bless her. She ends up bringing me like toy goalkeeper gloves and like baby's toy, like not baby's toys, but it's like you wouldn't recognize them as real sporting gloves. They're like,
well, she went and bought you gloves.
No. I just had these randomly from like years ago.
Right, okay, fine.
Years ago. I don't know where she found them. Yeah, but they were like green. They were like green gloves with like black, almost like felt on like plastic as the grip.
Oh no!
Right, so nothing like an actual goalkeeper glove. Right, nothing. But I had no choice. Like here now, there's no time to get real gloves. So I had to try out in them, and it was terrible. I couldn't catch any balls.
No.
And I think just as soon as the coaches saw me put up with them, they were like, "Yeah, no, this guy is not him. He's not the guy."
I think that you're in denial of the fact that you were in a prison. Coaches, sure, prison officers. Yeah. Did they say when your mom came? Were they like, "Mr. Ismail, you have a visitor"?
Yeah, no. It was a very like old building, and like there was actually like bars on some of the windows and stuff. Right. Like actually could have been in prison one time, but it used to be like a very old. They say it was a school, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was originally a prison
once. Yeah. I speaking of taking like parents and kids schools, I today took when I was taking my son to school, the security guard outside their school is bald, right? Yeah. And Zachary goes to me. I was driving him to school, and the security guard was there. And Zachary goes to me, "Dad," I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You know that man, he is human, but he doesn't have hair." I was like, "Oh my God, like imagine when I lose hair, he's gonna think I'm not human." He's just someone just like all humans have hair.
Don't judge him. He is human.
Yeah, he's human, but he doesn't have hair. Like that's like a deformed, like a trait that like I was like, "Oh my gosh," like.
You can't discriminate against him.
Yeah, I said to him, like, you know, like, granddad doesn't have hair. He's human too. He doesn't have hair. Like, what is this? That's like, funny, it's so amazing how kids think, bro. It's like incredible, bro.
I love him barely going.
And like, even like, they went to the turtle, what is it called?
Rescue plate, yeah.
Yep. Yesterday, and it's also funny because my younger son Khalil just copies everything that Zachariah does and says. And it's hilarious, but like I said it was Khalil's first time going to this turtle place. For Zachariah, he's a bit of a veteran. Yeah, he's a bit of a vet when it comes to turtle place. He went there last year as well. Yeah. And so yeah, and so basically, I said to Khalil like, "Oh, Khalil, how was the turtle place?" And I'm driving home from school. He was like, "Good." And I was like, "Did you see any like what color were the turtles?" He was like, "Blue." And I was like. Okay.
Were you paying attention?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "Did you see any green or brown turtles?" He was like, "No." And then I said to Zachariah, and I was like, "Oh, I bet he copied Zachariah." I was like, "Zachariah, did you see any green or brown turtles?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Khalil, did you see any green or brown turtles?" He goes, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, "You just said no." It's like copies everything they said.
Do you feel like after school questions, they just say whatever, they just say what they think will shut you up.
Yeah, bro. Even to get to that point where they say colours now is like incredible because for the last 2 years it's been, how's school? Good.
Yeah.
Ask any other question. What lessons did you do? I don't remember. I don't know.
But sometimes something happened at school that day. And I know because they sent pictures. Like, a ambulance came in to show, or a fire engine came in to show them around.
And so you knew nothing about it.
Yeah. Not only that, I know it happened today. I picked her up. I know this fire engine came today. Yeah. Big like whoop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, anything happened today?
No.
Yeah. No like visit.
Bro.
No like large vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No. So mate, it did. Look, this picture. I was like, oh yeah.
Why do
That's
they
it.
do that?
You know what I think it is? Yeah, I think their brain still processes it. It's like what's it called when you upload something? It's still like loading. What's it called? Not buffering. But
Buffering, yeah.
no, not buffering. No, when you upload an episode.
Yeah, exporting.
Their
Fine.
brains. I guess in this case, their brain's still importing the day.
I don't know. I think it's that they segment.
No.
Yeah,
It's
no,
that.
this is fact. My theory is that they for them school is like one life, and then home life is another life, and they like are shy that you don't know. Like,
here's why you're wrong.
Why?
Yeah, I thought that as well once, but then I realized like if you ask them about like 2 days ago at school, they will tell you. And they can go detail,
really?
right? So ask
I'm
them
gonna
about,
try that.
Yeah, ask them about last.
I'm gonna wake him up right now.
Yeah, but if you ask that specific day that just went or just finished, they can't do it.
Maybe.
So I feel like it's like it buffering, exporting, importing in their head. They haven't fully absorbed.
They're not
the day
ready
yet.
to. They're not ready to tell you about it because
No.
they're still processing.
Yeah, it's not in their memory yet.
It's like when you wake up in the morning, and you check your Whoop for how much sleep you've had, and it says processing.
Yeah,
Like, "Tarby."
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like
that.
pending.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
that.
okay, fine, maybe.
So yeah, check that out. But I
Yeah,
think that's
I'm
it.
gonna ask him tomorrow, like what he did like a few days ago. Then that's interesting. Okay, fine. So another thing that I wanted to do on this podcast is I thought I saw this cool clip online, and it was like there was like segments.
Yeah.
And one of the segments that these guys went over. Oh gosh, I got loads of messages, bro. Just over my phone. One of the segments was
It's the paddle guys. Like, you haven't booked the schedule.
Yeah,
you haven't booked
yeah.
the session today. Is it
yeah,
right?
I'm booking a session since 9. It says that your last session ended at 11 a.m. It's now 9 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. So here they said there's two segments I wanted to do with you. One is Mr. Beast videos that should exist, and I just saw some hilarious ideas, bro. There's like $1 this versus $100, $1 million this or something, and the other one is names for things that should be different.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the category of Mr. Beast videos that should exist.
All right. I think I got a good one. $1 lifeguard versus $100 lifeguard.
I like that.
Yeah. So they just like they put the $1 lifeguard. With people
Imagine
day.
being in the pool with
Yeah.
like the $1 lifeguard.
Yeah. And he's just like counting how many drowns
Oh
happens
my
in the
god.
background.
That's
I
good.
think that'd be a good one.
That's a good one. What other ones do you have?
Me versus 1,000 toddlers.
That's very good.
There's no context to it.
What a great video that would be.
It doesn't say he's fighting them, trying to out eat them. Just like you got to click.
That could be a series.
Yeah.
It could be like loads of different things. Like
yeah.
food could be one of them.
But yeah, I feel like it's the funny thing about it is that it's implied that he's fighting them.
But you know what's so funny is that we just can't like. You know, if like rare though it may be, if I like know like, well, even like for example, if my missus pop into the shop and like I'm home with the kids, and when she's like, I'm going to shop, I'm like, okay. It's like you just think, oh my gosh, like what's gonna happen? Like, got this kid here, this kid. I don't know how our wives do it.
I think they're wired different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've definitely got more patience.
Oh, but patience for sure.
Yeah.
Patience for sure. I mean, it's not an excuse, but definitely patience.
Yeah, no, I use it as an excuse all the time.
Yeah, it is an excuse.
Feel
You're
free
right.
to use
Yeah.
it, yeah.
I do not have patience, bro.
Yeah, it's tough. And the longer the day goes, obviously women say the same thing. The longer the day goes on, the harder it
Yeah,
gets.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I do feel like men just got like there's a brick wall at some point.
Yeah.
I can't go on.
And we will die on that hill.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, we will use that excuse.
Yes.
I like that. Okay, next one.
I don't think I've got a next one.
Oh, you haven't?
I got one that I'm not like in love with, but let me just yeah, this is like 10 people eat last week's pasta.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Because I feel like that could like pan out quite bad.
It will definitely pan out quite bad.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to think of something. I had one idea, but then I realized that it's actually a really dumb one. So you know, trading a paperclip until I get a house.
Okay.
I was thinking doing that in reverse.
Yeah.
And then I realized that instantly, if somebody had a paperclip and you were like, hey, I'll give you this house for a paperclip,
Yeah.
they would say, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. You wouldn't need to go
Okay,
in
hold on.
steps.
No. There's something here. Let's polish this
Idea.
this diamond in the dirt. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to trade your house for a paperclip, but you've got to fit in like 20 transactions.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So
But it'd still be very easy.
it would, wouldn't it? 'Cause
Yeah. It's a bad
Yeah,
idea.
it is a bad
That's
idea.
why I didn't mention it.
Yeah.
Okay, the other idea that I was like trying to mull over in my head was, have you seen the video where like Bill Gates is trying to guess how much things cost in the supermarket and he has no idea? It's hilarious, bro. It's like, it was like, okay, like how much do you think milk costs? And he's like a carton of milk, and like $25.
No
it's
way.
like or whatever. Right? Like, I
Yeah.
can't remember the exact numbers, but he just came up with ridiculous numbers, bro.
Yeah.
Like how much is it for just general things in the supermarket? Like I don't know. Milk was one of them. Like a loaf of bread. Like he was like $9. It's like $9 for bread. Like £8 worth.
Yeah.
So he had no idea.
Thanks for converting that for us.
Which I think, Which, by the way, I thought it was hilarious. I thought that'd be a good concept, which is like giving billionaires something to do with money that's like a normal thing for us normal people.
Yeah.
So like a task, like money related task, like doing their like weekly shop or something like that, and just seeing how much they spend, or like giving them a specific budget.
That'd be good. I think giving them like a $50 budget to like do a week shop.
Yeah.
That'd be funny to watch them do that. Would you ever like?
Or giving a kid like a millionaire's budget to do do a food shop. Oh my gosh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Giving like making your kids do your weekly shop.
Yeah,
bro, that's a
very good idea.
Isn't
it's
it?
actually a very good idea.
Oh my goodness, that's a new freshly grounded. But imagine if I gave Zachariah, I said to him, "Here's my card."
What do you actually think he'd get?
Oh, he would get loads of marshmallows.
Fine.
Just loads of sweets and chocolates and marshmallows and ice cream and stuff like that. So all the sugar stuff. And then I think at some point he would be like, we need to get some stuff like meals, because he's quite mature like that, right? Okay, so I think he'd be all right, we need to get some meals. Yeah. I think if I literally just left him to himself, he would come to that conclusion. But then the stuff he would get would be really like, he'd probably get like, all right, we need to have some sort of like meal, something savoury, something probably. So he'd be like, okay, so we need to buy bread, but then what could you do with bread? Okay, maybe a sandwich, we need to buy some crisps, and then like he'd be like,
more marshmallows.
He'd make like a crisp and marshmallow sandwich, and he'd be like, that's dinner. Yeah. He'd do something like that. Today he tried to make a burger. Okay. And so he wanted to do something in his room, right? And he started to like do a lot more independent play. So we just left him to it. He was being quiet. We come upstairs, and he's basically tried to turn his bedroom into a burger shop. Okay. And because I see my wife come up the stairs with a Hoover. I'm like, what? Like, not why you come up the stairs with a Hoover, but as in like, it was honestly like, seemed very tired and like annoyed. And she comes upstairs with a Hoover, and she's like, have you seen his room? I was like, no. And he's like crumbs all over the floor. And bless him, he's tried to make a burger, and it's a burger. It's a burger inside a burger. So it's like a bun, and then the top of the bun, bottom of the bun, and then in between it is a bun.
That's genius.
Yeah, it is genius. Yeah, it's like a sandwich. Yeah, a bread sandwich. Yeah. So yeah, I think he'd do stuff like that. He would at some he would first opt for all the sugary stuff, and then he would start to go towards what he thinks is the right thing, but it just wouldn't work out.
That's funny.
What would your daughter get?
I think it'd be similar. She'd definitely start with she likes Laban.
Okay.
So she start with that. She'll probably get a few Labans in. Okay. But the versions that she's not allowed to have, because there's like the powder milk versions, and then there's like the actual like fresh milk. So she'll get the powder ones. And then she'll head over to the crisp thing. Yeah. She'll go to the tomato ketchup flavored Walker's crisps. Okay. Yeah. She'll get 20 bags of them easily. Fine. Then she'll go to the seaweed section.
But my kids love seaweed.
They love that seaweed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some,
I've got my kids on that seaweed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bougie, innit?
Yeah.
But have you tried it?
It's delicious.
Bro, I had
do you like it?
It isn't. It comes like little wafers in it.
Yeah.
I had one, great. Bro, and my daughter sits there, she eats sometimes 2 packets in a row, yeah?
I could easily eat 2 packets.
Bro, I ate one packet, I almost puked.
No.
There's something wrong. Nah, man.
Have you had the barbecue flavour?
No.
Oh,
I just get the sea salt flavour.
Oh, bro, try the barbecue flavour.
Bro, this it's so oily. It's oily.
Not, is it? Oh, bro. Seaweed's the new thing.
I was feeling sick.
Oh, I could back seaweed.
I was like, bro, this might be coming up soon. And I hate puking.
Oh, man.
I've got pukophobia, by the way.
Really? Yeah. Oh, you have? I know you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got better, alhamdulillah, but that's mate. Feeling sick is like top one worst feelings, mate.
Wow. Yeah. No, seaweed's good, man. My kids love seaweed. They can just dive face into seaweed. And to be honest, I can also. And I actually blame my wife. She introduced seaweed to the family.
It is. I don't mind.
It was like a snack.
One wafer. It's like, oh, that's nice. Hits the spot, like a salty little thing. But yeah, the full packet, none being a man.
I could back 4 packets.
Yeah, there's something wrong right now. Something wrong with you. She'd go there, and then she probably would. She'd go cucumbers, tomatoes, grapes.
What would she get like? What would she be like? Oh, like mum and dad need this. Because I feel like she would do that at some point.
She'd get milk. She'd go through milk, coffee. We make a lot of coffee at home. Fine. So she'd get milk. She'd probably look for some sort of coffee as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think she'd get coffee.
She'd get
a really bad
coffee. She'd get the instant one, and I'd just smash that. Yeah. How dare you bring this into my house? Exactly. You got nothing like that. Yeah. Then what would she do, man? I think she just she stock up on fruit, vegetables.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It is. Yeah, it's fine.
Do you think that you could live for a week off of her weekly shop?
live, yeah. Survive, yes.
Yeah.
Thrive, no.
Yeah.
It'd be bad sight at the end of it.
Yeah.
Mate. Yeah, malnourished.
How often do you think that you ordered halibut?
Don't do this in public, man.
Go on, bro. Say it.
Mate,
Say it.
the reason why it's a high number
Yeah.
is because
Okay. Is it, bro?
it's bad, man. It's not. It's embarrassing.
Is it daily?
Oh yeah.
Daily.
Yeah, but not just takeaway. I'm including like the shopping.
For any kind of
element.
delivery app. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's the same for me.
Yeah, and it's not uncommon for twice a day. Not uncommon.
Yeah.
Because in the morning, and that's not necessarily takeaways.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Do you know what gets it for me?
the groceries are just too convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 19 minutes and I'll get whatever I want basically.
Yeah. For me, it's the noon and 15.
Okay, we have tried it. It is good.
Noon and 15. Wow. Bro, anything you think of, like, we needed batteries for this episode,
Yeah.
which we didn't end up needing. I should have checked that this was recording. Imagine if it wasn't recording the whole time. Here it was. I wasn't even panicked about that because I thought, okay, let me see if the batteries are charged. I had to dust off the old podcast equipment because it had been put away for a while. I was like, oh, what if we don't have batteries? But I wasn't stressed because I know that I could get batteries in about 7 minutes if I needed to. And that is very dangerous.
That's insane.
It's a little bit dangerous because it's a bit too convenient. Like, like even Islamically, you're meant to not purposely but harshly
Train your nafs a little bit, innit?
Yeah, train your nafs. So it is dangerous and bad that you can think of something and literally like get it. Like you could order a PlayStation, an iPhone, a MacBook and get it in 10 minutes here using noon and 15.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of noon and 15s, bin bags. Like you stop, you like we have one big weekly shop that we do, but then like multiple times a week we're grabbing these little things.
This is one thing we used to do weekly shop, but now we're kind of like again maybe because of these apps we kind of train ourselves out of that, and now it's like we'll do
as and when.
Yeah, kind of as and when. So it's like maybe over 2 weeks or something like that, and we end up relying on these apps, and yeah, the cost is a lot more, man.
It's dangerous. It's bad.
Yeah, it adds up.
Yeah, it's bad.
But yeah, well, I mean, bro, in JVC once I was at one of our clients like Airbnb like units, and he needed something in there. And this was the fastest, bro. I'm pretty sure it came in like under 10 minutes. Like
Really?
What I ordered, I think it was like, could be batteries actually again.
Okay.
Bro, I'm pretty sure like 9 minutes.
I'm used to that here because one of their depots is here in this area.
Yeah. We don't have, where I am, they don't have a depot right there. So it's always at least 50 minutes away.
Yeah, no. For me, I've had things in like 7 minutes,
That's
6
crazy.
minutes. Yeah.
When it come, I was like, there's no way. Like, I just ordered it.
It's really bad. I've become used to it. It's like I don't stress ever about like if we have something or not. It's like if I want to cook a meal and I'm literally in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I need yogurt,
Yeah.
like Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, do I have Greek yogurt? All right, fine. Let me put that in. And then by the time I've like chopped the veg, the Greek yogurt's arrived.
That's mad.
It's actually nuts. And I feel bad even saying that because I feel like I'm just going to become like, there's actually nothing good about that. It's not good.
You can admire the infrastructure.
Yeah.
From a business perspective.
Yeah.
But
as in like, as a human, I'm a bad human for using that. For doing that.
It's a level of luxury.
But I love it.
Yeah. It's a level of luxury, man.
I love it.
Yeah. Please. Yeah.
Yes, it's a bit lyrical. The next segment that I had was
renaming things.
Renaming things that should be called something different.
Okay, go for it.
So I had toothbrush. Should be called mouth broom.
Mouth broom.
Because if you think about it, you're not brushing your teeth like you brush your hair. You're kind of how you'd use a broom.
Your mouth sweep.
Your mouth sweeping, right? So the toothbrush, mouth sweep. Umbrella, rain shield.
Yeah.
What's an umbrella?
Yeah.
Where did that derive from? Must be from Latin or something.
That's some Roman stuff. Yeah.
Spoon.
Okay.
Food shovel.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
soup spade.
Yeah. Can you just give me the food shovel?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a food shovel.
Yeah.
How am I gonna eat this? How am I eating this yogurt without a food shovel? Do you know what else, bro? It's kind of masculine. You're shoveling it into your
There's
mouth.
one thing I was looking when you asked me to rename things, I was thinking, what do I not like saying?
It's a bit feminine to say
like,
spoon.
Yeah, and also umbrella. I'll get the umbrella out.
Get the umbrella.
Open up the umbrella.
Get my rain defender.
My rain shield.
My rain shield.
Put the shields up.
Yeah.
That's protect the family. Yeah. This is much better, man.
It is much better. You're right.
Okay, I like this.
Glasses.
Yeah.
I
had the glasses as well.
I went with deblurers.
Okay.
Yeah. Because when you put them on, it deblurs your vision.
It does. Okay.
Hey, grab me my deblurers.
Yes.
De-blurrers. I like that. And then lastly, instead of pillow, I had dream pad.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got mine's more of a scenario.
Okay.
So you know a fender bender.
What's that? When you get in a car accident?
Small accident.
Oh, small accident. Okay.
So I was a little fender bender.
Oh, fine.
But imagine you come home to the kids and the wife, I just got in a little fender bender.
Yeah.
The wife might kick you out saying that.
Yeah,
What
it
you
sounds a
talking
bit. It does sound a bit like.
fender bender.
Yeah, it does sound a bit. Yeah, because
Car-
instantly I thought about like getting drunk, fender bender. I went on fender bender last weekend.
Yeah. Car scrap.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, car scrap.
Got to do a bit of car scrap.
A car spa.
Car scrap. That's good.
Because it's a little accident. It's more of a spa.
Yeah, but also scrap is like, you know, you don't want to undersell it.
That's true.
You come home or you get to work. The boss, I have a little bit of car scrap on the way here.
Yeah.
Like, everything right. Like, you can say that. You should. I'm alright. You see the other guy.
You should see the other guy. Yeah. You should see the other guy.
Because also it's a bit ambiguous.
Yeah.
Fender benders are okay. It's tiny.
Yeah.
Car scrap could be. Oh,
Car scrap could be big though. Like, what if you wanted to make sure that it stayed small? Maybe you could say something like something to do like bump. Like I had a
car bump.
Nah. I had a It's worth thinking about actually.
Yeah.
But I like that. Car scrap's not bad.
Yeah,
Car
I like car
scrap's
scrap.
bad.
Car scrap, I like it. What else did I have down here? Okay, scissors. I saw them up there actually. Your scissors.
Yeah, scissors makes no sense.
And I realised that it actually annoys me. They're called scissors. What is scissors? What is again? There's some ancient.
There's some manual cutters.
I got choppers.
Choppers is nice.
Because one thing about scissors, I'll get the pair of scissors. Not a pair of scissors, mate. But with choppers, there's no ambiguity. You don't need a pair of choppers. Grab the choppers.
Yeah, that's
Grab
true.
the choppers.
Yeah, that's true. The choppers. That's
Mate,
quite good.
so much.
But I'm going to say that from
scissors.
now on.
Is there a pair of scissors?
Yeah. Please, may I have a pair of scissors?
Come on, mate.
Yeah.
Give it a choppers,
Grab me
please.
the choppers.
You got choppers? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
That's true.
That's my best one.
Yeah.
I can't top that. The other one, a bit controversial. Kangaroo.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably the most misleading name on earth. Kangaroo sounds bouncy, jumpy, happy. Have you seen a kangaroo?
No, they're aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. They're probably the scariest thing that can, jump around. So I think just like killaroo would be better.
Killaroo is good. Yeah. You
Because
still got the root. You kept the root. You kept the root of it.
That
root.
allows you to understand what's happening.
Because really, a root is like the main part of kangaroo.
Yeah, you can't really. I was thinking about should I get because the root
can't
also
get rid of
kind of
the
makes it a bit childish.
Also, I'm pretty sure in Australia they will sometimes call a kangaroo a root.
Exactly. I didn't want to.
You don't
want
the
Aussies like
no,
that.
no, you don't want to like start stepping on different people, different people's cultures,
different continents as well.
Yeah, keep the root.
So,
But
killaroo
yeah.
also
like
communicates that. Oh no, this guy will have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're absolutely like ripped.
Because also, if you just say roo, that sounds a bit too.
Again, it's too like, oh yeah, it's my little roo. I can go and give him a cuddle. This guy will rip me from.
That's a nice little roo. But if you say, you could never say, "Ask a nice little killaroo." You go, "There's a killaroo."
Killaroo. I shouldn't go near it.
Yeah, exactly. I've just thought about one now. Moustache. What a bad name for that.
Okay.
Right. What is this the name of the space in between your upper lip and your nose?
Yeah,
Nobody knows.
there is a word for it.
Is
but
it?
Yeah, there is.
I don't know what it is.
I find it.
So I think it should be called a warm betweener, right? Because it keeps you warm between your mouth and your nose. Warm betweener.
Could be the
That guy's got big warm. No.
no.
It
Could be
doesn't
the,
work. Change it.
okay.
Change it.
Have you ever used your moustache? You know when you're ill,
Yeah.
you need a bit of Vicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I use a moustache just like keep that there.
No, I've never done that.
There you
Do you
go.
know what?
Could be like the scent safe.
You say Vicks, right? That's his list of things that I've never used,
Oh no way.
or like almost never used. Vicks.
You never use Vicks?
No.
Bro, sometimes you use Vicks just for banter.
I've almost never used Vaseline.
What about when you go to Umrah and stuff? You don't use Vaseline?
No, but like on my lips, like
Okay.
dry lips.
Yeah,
I don't really.
Come on.
Yeah. Even stuff like, you know, there's that really funny meme that's like women when choosing shampoo, and it's like hydrating shampoo for
Yeah.
and it's like I'll get this
the red berry mist.
There's one that says for men when they're buying shampoo, it's like soap for body, hair, hands, carpets, and clothes.
Yeah.
That's so funny. It's just, I've never purchased. Like, I've never actively purchased shampoo. I'll have a shower. Whatever shampoo happens to be there is what I use.
I agree.
And I also have this, like, I have a 3-in-1, body, hair, and face.
5-in-1, yeah. Carpet.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'll just use that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, except one time in my life, and I've got to give this brand credit because they broke that.
What's that?
If you remember, Original Source.
No, I don't remember that at all.
UK brand. It was like a mint. They had like some more manly smells, and for a while I did buy that.
So my manly smell phase, I went through Old Spice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because I was sold by the advert.
Yeah.
And so there's a period of time I was only wearing Old Spice just because the advert just sold me.
Original sauce was kind of like that. It was like Old Spice but for new age.
Fine. Okay.
And it had this like very powerful mint one.
Okay.
And lemon one.
Was it like Brill cream?
No, it was a shower gel.
Okay.
It was shower gel, but it was so strong that it would feel like you'd had a shower and you'd like coated the room in Vicks or like a mint.
Okay.
Because it was like it would like the scent was just very strong.
Okay.
So it felt manly to use it.
Nice.
And it made your skin tingle and stuff. It was like it couldn't have been good. I'm sure it was radioactive. But yeah.
Shall I tell you one other thing that I've invested in recently that's very much so increased my testosterone?
Wow.
A griddle.
Okay.
So my wife went to London for a few days with her brother, and she returned home, and there was a new piece of machinery we had, a new item on top of our stove. Your boy went and bought a griddle, and not only did I buy a griddle, but I also bought an iron cast iron. It was a cast iron griddle, and I also bought a cast iron burger smash.
Oh, nice.
And my missus rolled her eyes and thought, and goes, another purchase, another pointless purchase.
Another purchase.
Yeah. A typical phase of purchase that's just going to end up not being used.
Right.
I can safely say, bro, bar probably 1 or 2 days, since then, which has probably been about 2 months.
Wow.
I've used that griddle every single day.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me some recipes, man.
So basically, I've
reheated 5 Guys on it.
Yeah. No, so I've become okay. So first of all, to give you for the idea of like the recipes, like what I've done, I basically said to my missus, "Can you make me loads of I suppose the burger patties." Right,
yeah.
Like fresh mints. So I'll order some fresh mints and ingredients.
Gets you in 4 minutes.
And it gets you in 4 minutes. And then she makes me a massive portion of like ground mince. But basically, in my culture, we like. I wouldn't refer to them as burger patties, but I'd refer to them as kebabs.
Yeah.
Right. So she makes me. So I said, "Can you make me some kebabs?"
Yeah.
But they're just burger patties. But they're like with like
Is that chapli kebab?
It's kind of like chapli kebab.
Okay.
Yeah. So she'll make me a massive portion of that. So I ask her now, basically every week, to make me one portion of meat kebabs. Or just minced meat, and she turns them into like patties basically, and then one portion of chicken mince version of that. Right. So I have a stack of literally an entire massive bag, bro, of meat kebabs and chicken kebabs basically, right? And then I just shove them on the griddle, on a bed of, and then I ask her to cut me a salad, and then I've just been
sounds like your wife did most of the work.
Yeah. I put them together. Yeah. So then I just smash those burgers on a burger smash on the griddle. Yeah. Put it on a bed of salad, and I've been enjoying that.
Sounds like, it's like a smash burger. It's a very
thin
burger.
Very thin burger. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other thing I've been doing, which I've really enjoyed, is I've really got into making the perfect burrito.
Okay.
So I'm on the hunt, by the way, for a perfect wrap. I haven't been able to find it. Like if you go to like Tocado or somewhere, and they have really big wraps, and you can shove so much in there, and they wrap it and it doesn't break. So I found a few here and there, but it's really difficult to find a really extra large, like unbreakable wrap. But I've become really good, bro, at like when you make it perfect, like where you seal it and everything, and I do that on the griddle.
Okay. Have you thought about using like these Lebanese breads that they put shawarma in?
I've thought about it. The other day I was in Spain.
It's not the same vibe.
Should I grab them? It's not the same vibe. That's the problem. And by the way, like the thing about the wrap is because it's so thin, it's like a good replacement. It's a low calorie replacement for things. But bro, do you want to know the trick? Here's couple tricks for you, right? I've been watching some. There's actually some Instagram content creators specifically around creating wraps videos. Yep. Yeah. So your boy's been following them, and first of all, there's obviously the wrapping technique, right? But there's two really important things.
That's for beginners.
There's two hacks that I found. One is when you've created a burrito, a wrap, well, it could just like undo, can't it? Right.
Yep.
So even if you then toast it on the griddle, you're toasting it, but you're dry toasting it. It can still undo. What do you need?
Super glue.
You need you need basically a sticking agent, right?
Blue tack.
Close. Cheese, right? So what I do, because I'm trying to not eat a lot of cheese, because cheese is high in cholesterol, but what I do is I'll make the burrito that doesn't have cheese in it. So it's going to have maybe some Mexican chicken. You might have in there some low-fat yogurt in there.
Okay.
Salsa? You could put a bit of salsa or a bit of like pizza sauce, something like that. Yeah, something tomatoey. Okay. I tend to put some salad in there.
Fine.
And then I'll put a bit of some kind of spicy sauce, right? Wrap that baby up, close it, and then just like a centimetre away from fully closing it, I'll grab some grated cheese and I sprinkle it on that area. Then I close it, chuck it on the griddle, it seals and it sticks it together, right? Now, here's one other thing that you can do if you want to go extra, bro, and make it extra tasty, yeah? Okay. Slap some butter into a pan or on your griddle. Yeah. And then put the burrito in that, and it gives it a really goldeny, toasted, and the butter kind of acts as a sticking agent as well. So now you've stuck it with cheese and butter, and bro,
works, yeah. But
let's just say your boy's been eating some burritos, and they've not been breaking.
Fair.
Yeah. Oh, but the other thing you want to do is you want to get some like spinach or some kind of like lettuce or something, because that basically sucks in the moisture to keep the burrito drier so that the bread doesn't break.
That's smart.
Just a couple of things I've learned from these burrito creators.
Okay. I feel like adding butter to anything is like a hack.
Yeah.
It's a massive hack, man. It just makes everything taste so much better.
Yeah, well,
but it's got to be real butter.
But yeah, that's the thing. But apparently I heard that ghee is really good.
It is?
Yeah.
It is good. It's
but
like
I've recently purchased low cholesterol butter. It tastes the same. It's probably really bad for you. Yeah, I wouldn't, because it's got all these ingredients.
I know it's low cholesterol, but
it's probably got a lot of other things. Yeah.
If it's all oils and stuff, it's like, bro, it's probably even worse.
It's probably not good for me. Yeah, but
yeah. Just get the old butter, mate.
Butter's not great. I guess butter's good cholesterol, isn't it?
It's good cholesterol.
But if you have too much of it, it's not good.
Yeah, don't have too much, but little bit here and there. It's good for you, man.
You know, when my granddad, he used to make, when we used to go to his house, he used to make fish fingers before I did butter.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, because normally fish fingers, how we used to have them at home, we would grill them.
Yeah, how did my mum used to make fish fingers? Yeah, just put them in like the oven. Yeah,
put them in the oven of the grill. My granddad used to fry them in butter, and they had a very unique taste to them. So now, every now and again, actually I say that, but I haven't done it in ages, but a good way to remember my granddad, grab some fish fingers and butter. Do you know what? I'm going to do that soon.
I might do it myself. Sounds
I
great.
might actually do it tonight. That's not even a joke.
That sounds very good.
We don't have fish fingers in the house.
You better order, mate.
Guess what?
4 minutes.
I'm going to order them while the butter is in the pan.
Yeah.
Heating up. I might do it.
Okay.
Just for memory's sake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. That'd be good. Yeah. So, yeah. Do you know what's really interesting, bro? Is that my granddad still is the closest person to me that has passed away.
Really?
Yeah. But what I don't, and for a lot of people, I have a lot of friends whose like parents have passed away and stuff like that, which it must be the hardest thing to go through. But isn't it sad to think that? I mean, you don't know, because you don't know when Allah's going to take your life. Maybe it'll be you. But like, there is a high probability that at some point in your life you're going to lose people who you're really close to. Like, man. My granddad is the closest person I've lost, and that's still my mum's dad, right? It's
the same for me. Like,
so there's like a level closer that there's a very high probability that you're going to go through that period of life that you lose that person.
Do you ever like play it in your head? Like,
I don't think about it much at all. No. I just thought about it. I just did a live demo for you.
Really? No, sometimes I'll go through that. Like I'll like kind of like play it out in my head.
Okay.
As a way to like, prepare myself. I do feel that helps.
Maybe.
You won't know until it happens.
Yeah.
But the more you think about something, not in like an anxious way, or you gotta be careful obviously with this. But if you
basically trying to self prep.
Yeah, if you make it so you're not like totally blindsided by it.
I think that's a good
preparation technique.
I've done stuff for like my own self. Like I have told people my password, like so that they can access my like finances and stuff like that. So I've told people, and I've also told one brother specifically like what my priorities would be for that. And actually, I say that I've prepared stuff for like if and when I pass away, but actually that's really playing it down. I've actually recorded full videos for my family.
Really?
Yeah. So I did this a few years ago, so they probably need updating because this is when I only had one kid. I've recorded individual videos for each family member. And then I've recorded a long video for my wife. And I've also recorded a video that's like the first video to watch if I pass away, which tells you like what, I want them to do.
Yeah.
And I remember like in that video I said, because like when you relate to this as well. When you start taking the religion seriously, you become quite particular about certain rulings and things like that perhaps other people in your family might not be so conscious of. An example could be that I would prefer to be buried in a... Gosh, this is taking a dark turn, isn't it? Let's go back to burritos, bro.
Go on.
So one of the... things could be, for example, that I for example, if I can, I don't want to be buried in a coffin. I want to just be buried in a white sheet. But that's like a super specific thing. That, by the way, like if you pass away, like
I've researched it here, by the way. Like that's the default as far as I can see.
Okay, fine.
I think anyway. I could be wrong about that.
I think in Gardens and Pieces like that as well. Anyway, another thing is I want to be buried in a Muslim-only graveyard, right? So things like that. But if your family, if you passed away, may Allah give you a long life.
I mean,
your family would by default put you in a coffin, right? Like, and that's a nice thing, like theory, right? Like as in, like if they weren't to know about that, probably that's what we know to be normal. They probably want to make sure you're in a nice, because that feels like a nice thing to do. Like, don't just throw his body in the ground, right? But actually, if from a Islamic perspective, you'd want that, right? So those kind of things. So I mentioned that. I mentioned stuff like, because this was years ago, but I said that I don't want any decisions to be made that are potential, like Islamic decisions about my funeral, unless they're basically green lit by this and this sheikh. And I named some shuyukh that I'm really close to, that I like trust. So I'll say it. There's no surprise to anyone that like the main name that I mentioned was Sheikh Muhammad Tim Humble in that video, because that's probably the sheikh that I'm the most close to. And so that if something was happening, I know he would step forward and be like, he would prioritize it. Like he would put things away and be like, right. And especially if I specifically like called him out by name, which I did. Like if he was told, look, Faisal requested like that you make the decisions here from the Islamic element angle, he would do that. And so I also trust that I've had conversations with him where I'm like, Sheikh, look, I feel like I've built a case, bro. I'm like, the guy likes me, like there must be like an avenue here like of permissibility. I've like brought my case on, like, Sheikh, I need to do this. Here's all the reasons why. I know generally you would say no, but like here's why I think that like Islamically I am applicable to like do this thing. And he wants to say yes to me. But from a sincere perspective between him and Allah, he's like, look, here's why I can't say yes to it. And then he'll list out the Islamic reasons why. So I know that he's not going to waver his morals just because he likes me, right? Or whatever. So those things are important, right? And so I've actually created, like those videos. I've like, told my wife, like in those videos, I've like told my wife, like, here's what I would like you to do. And now that I'm like passed away and stuff like that, I've made a video for Zachariah, but this video was when I used to live in the UK in London, so it's very outdated in some regards.
I did something similar when my first daughter was born, so it's also very old now, dated now, like 5 years ago. I do want to record another one. I thought it's good to refresh it.
It was a really painful day for me that day, I'll be honest. Like in those videos I'm like crying and stuff because I don't know why what went through me when I created them, but they were heavy videos, bro. They're still on my YouTube channel. They're basically on my YouTube channel as private. And who knows to access them? Shahid from that we know, So it was those years ago. I didn't know yourself or anyone. So I said, Shahid, look, and I know I could have that mature conversation with him. Like, look, bro. But anyone else would be like, it'd be hard to have that conversation. But he's like, I'm like, look, bro. Here's the reality. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna go. Like, So he's got the responsibility of like,
I had something similar, like when I first started practicing in the UK, and brother, I told you about who he was an atheist and he became Muslim as well. My close friend. I always thought like if I died before he reverted, I was like, oh, like if I die, it would be a bit like touch and go because I'd been to funerals in like my local masjid, and generally speaking, it's fine, but it's definitely like a couple things happening where I'd rather it didn't happen. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And so back then, I'm pretty sure I had a conversation with him, and like we had a conversation with each other. It's like if one of us goes, like you're in charge of like what happens.
Yeah.
But here, yeah, alhamdulillah, I feel like moving here. I haven't been to a funeral here, but I'm pretty sure that from what I've seen, it's pretty like
Yeah,
solid. So
for sure.
it'll be difficult. To
But
like,
I
do
guess
something
it's
that's
also
not.
stuff like how the like in my culture, from what I know, like there's like practices of like what people do at home even, and I don't know what the practices are, but I would want to make sure that they're done appropriately and like it's not like affecting me or whatever.
Yeah.
The one of the things that motivated me to do that, by the way, speaking of my granddad, is that my granddad did that. So when they were cleaning out his room, they found a letter from him, and it said, "This is who you need to go to like sort out my funeral and stuff like that." Unfortunately, they found it like months after he passed away when they were cleaning his room out. But the fact that he wrote that, that's like quite a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. And so anyway, recently actually, my brother Omar sent me a message as well. He was like, "Bro, we don't know like what's ever gonna happen, and in case anything ever happens to me, here's X, Y, and Z." He's like, "Just keep this safe." So I think it's good. Like, unfortunately, we shy away from death, but the Prophet ﷺ, the greatest man to live, the greatest of creation, told us what? Remember regularly, frequently, the destroyer of all pleasures, death. And bro, we're out here. We out here.
4 minutes deliveries.
Yeah,
pleasures everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. First of all, but also we're seeking, like, we're trying to build wealth.
Yeah,
let's call a spade, bro, and not a food shovel, right? Why? Because we are trying to be high achievers. We realize that we live in a digital world right now where if you're smart and you're switched on, you can make a lot of money, and money unlocks a lot of things. You have freedom for yourself, for your family. You can not live a life of debt. You can support them. So we are trying to do that. And when you're in that thing of trying to make money, you do need to remember death more often, right?
Yeah.
Because you kind of get caught up in the numbers sometimes.
Yeah.
So, the Prophet ﷺ told us, so we should remember it more often than we do.
You're right, bro. 100% correct. And that includes making decisions. There's it's not a hadith, but there's like a saying from like one of the early generations. I don't know if it's Sahaba or Tabi'in or something like that, where it's like they wouldn't go more than like 3 days, something like that, without updating their will. Something like without updating their the instructions to what to do with their wealth, basically. I need to get the narration for that, but I'm pretty sure it's a story about
like one of the pious predecessors.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that's, it shows how important it is to like be on top of these things.
Well, even when they were traveling, bro, when they would travel, they would like, it would be so much more meaningful. It's like they would not know if they would return. And there was something else about the reminder that you just gave that I can't quite remember now. I can't remember. But in general, like remembering death, I think is something that we don't do enough, because it's like, obviously by definition a morbid thing to do, but it's something that's advised to us and for good reason.
Yeah, and it's not just about like preparing the documents for your family either. It's about like that. If you think about death more often, it will impact your daily life. Your daily life, right? You'll fix up you try and get your sins away and get your good deeds up, stuff like that, and it helps to remedy a lot of issues. If you remember the fact that your days, not only are they numbered, but the time and date of your death is written. Right? It's coming. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about you. We're all going to taste death. So when you internalize that and remind yourself of that, because we forget, it impacts everything.
It's true, man. I remember the thing that I was going to say, which is I was speaking to a brother from the masjid about this a few days ago, and I said, I was reflecting on that hadith where, the man came to the Prophet ﷺ and then said, if I just do this, like, and then as he walked away, the Prophet ﷺ said to the Sahaba, that man walking away, that's a man of Jannah. Yeah. And it's like, he basically was like saying the bare minimum of like the fara'id.
5 pillars,
yeah. Which is not to say like don't be a high achiever, but what it is to say, I was saying to brother, I was like, are we even doing that? Like, am I like, there was one thing that Abu Bakr said to me. Abu Bakr Islam said to me on one of the podcasts years ago. He said that the Sahaba, Abu Bakr said, if I told you today you have 24 hours left to live, what would you do? And you know, we'd give him the typical answer, like, oh, like ask for forgiveness of all our sins and try and like, you know, whatever, pay off my debts or whatever it is, right? Stop doing this sin that I know that I should stop doing. And he said that when the Sahaba were asked this question, they didn't have an answer because they were living every day prepared for death. So there's nothing more that they could do. And that always stuck with me. And when I was speaking to his brother the other day, I was saying to him, you know, we're trying to like do all of these things in our life to try and get more reward, but how often are we removing things from our life but things that are detrimental to our akhirah? Like, for example, let's think of a unanimously agreed upon like good deed, but that's not fard. No one would say it's fard. You could say giving sadaqah, right? Okay, so giving sadaqah, not fard, unanimously agreed upon good deed, right? Imagine you're living your life, bro, trying to give the most amount of sadaqah, right? But there's a deed that you do that you know unanimously is haram, but it's a struggle, right? There's argument to say that you're better off, obviously, focusing on removing that thing. So if you live every day but you're not focusing on you're not removing that, if you die that day, you're dying with that. Whereas, which is more important to remove that because that's a definite sin than to just try and get more points, right? And so that's what I was saying to the brother. I was like, there's things definitely in my own life where it's like, am I ready from that angle to pass away? No, man. Like, there's things I need to remove and stop and fix up. And if how lucky, blessed would I be if I was like that man who was like, I'm fulfilling just my faraid, where I'm like, all right, cool, my faraid are done. But we sometimes are still trying to focus on like those extra things. Again, not to say don't focus on those extra things, but are you looking at the first principles things? Is there things that are in your first principles that's like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. So yeah.
One thing that's been on my mind is like Hajj recently. It's like, I need to do Hajj, and it's like it's actually now tough to go. Like the last couple of years, I've tried to like book it and stuff. It's actually not easy, and it's scaring me.
Yeah, because bro, I was one time I was doing this TV show. It was like a call-in show I was just the host. There was a sheikh next to me, and bro, this sheikh said something so powerful about Hajj, bro. He said, if someone comes to me and says, Sheikh, I want to buy another car, he goes, it could be possible that for that person that's haram to buy that car, because what's the purpose of a car, first and foremost, is to take you from A to B. So it's fulfilled are you able to go to work and stuff with the car that you have? Yes. Now you want a better car, you're going to spend £10,000 on it, but have you been to Hajj yet? No. So you're using money to get a nicer version of something that's a necessity, but you've already fulfilled it in your bad car, but you haven't got Hajj. It could be that you're basically using, now you can afford Hajj, but you're using money to buy a nicer car. But when he said that, I was like,
it's scary to me because it's one of the 5 pillars of Islam, bro.
Yeah, but if you can afford it, you have to. And but he even said, someone asked him, I think on that show, because I think it was like that show was actually like in Dhul Hijjah or something, so there's a lot of Hajj questions. Bro, he said, if your wife can't afford Hajj, if you can afford Hajj, but you can't afford to take your wife to Hajj, you can't make the excuse that I didn't go to Hajj because I couldn't afford for us to go to Hajj. No. Your wife falls therefore under the ruling of not being able to afford it. So it's not fard for her, but for you can afford it. So you go by yourself.
Yeah. This is it. Probably it's not optional. It's not like sadaqah where it's like it's an optional good deed. This is obligatory. As soon as the money comes in, you have it. You have to go. Yeah, and I guess now, like, I don't know. Maybe it's like shaitan and stuff like that. But I feel like it was like a lot easier to book it like 5-10 years ago. You just got to keep trying. Like that stuff's not in your control. Like if you keep trying every year and you don't get it, like it's now coming. That's out of your control. It's now coming up to the season to book it, and I need to get it in. But every year you just got to try. Yeah. And it's like if you get to go, you get to go. If you don't get to go, it's not your time. Like if you tried, bro, you can't do anything else other than apply and try and book it and go. After that, there will be a year where Allah has called you, right? Yeah, may Allah make us among those who perform Hajj. I mean, and on this point, last time I went to Umrah, I was sitting next to an uncle who was from Indonesia. Okay, he's his wife, right? Okay, and we were just chatting. He was fascinated by like where I was from and stuff, and I was fascinated where he was from. And he said, "Yeah, I'm 26 millionth in line for Hajj in Indonesia."
What?
He's 26 millionth in line just for Indonesia.
I didn't even know there's that many people
So
in
I'm saying,
Indonesia.
bro, there's like 200 million Muslims in Indonesia. So at that point, not to get into this whole discussion, but like, you know, people go about the hotels that are being built around Makkah and things like this. Like at that point, it's like, wow, there's millions of people just in Indonesia that probably never get to make Hajj because the queue is just so long. There's not enough infrastructure to support that many people. And imagine like Malaysia, adding Malaysia to the mix now. 200 million Indian Muslims, Pakistani Muslims, Egyptian Muslims. Bro, there's literally billions of us. And it's incredible that we've even got the ability to sort of book it.
To book it or apply,
if you're
whatever,
in Indonesia, you might be 26 minutes for line.
Yeah. I know a brother who, like, to that point, like for the last 5 years, he's been telling me every year that he's going to go Hajj that year. And I just think to myself, what a blessed brother that at least every year he has the intention, and he hasn't been able to go. But if something's come up, like
he intended to go.
But he's intended every year to go Hajj. And one day, inshallah, he will go.
Inshallah.
And then, like, but every year he's getting the reward for, like, you know, intended to go. We should wrap this poddy up.
Like a burrito.
Yeah. Wow. Bro, you are poetic.
I was listening.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up. And thank you so much, guys, for being here with us for our first pod back. And it was fun. It was nice, bro.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
See you next week, as they say.
Inshallah.
In the podcast game.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Podcast hiatus halted.
Yeah. Done.
More poetry for you.
Yeah, podcast break. We did that.
Yeah, completed it, mate.
Yeah, completed it. Yeah. Jazakallah khair, bro.
Barakallahu feek.
Catch you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.